All right. Hello and welcome to the Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Be sure that if you are watching this video on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that DM channel, okay? And for the audio listeners, hey, how y'all doing? Be sure to give the podcast a rate and review. We love those. The algorithm loves those. We got to stay in the algorithm's rotation. Okay, so any way, shape, or form, that means either commenting, liking, giving a rate, or just watching more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whatever. Any shape, way, or form can help. So, not much of an update this week. It's been 2 days. Well, I'm taping this on Wednesday. It hasn't been that long since I did the Monday episode. It's not really much that's happening right now with me, child. I'm just working and dealing with other things, child. We ain't got to get into it, child. It really is always something. If it's not one thing, I think I've seen this. It was some post that I saw on Facebook. It was like, yo, when my parents said, if it's not one thing, it's another. Like, now I finally, as an adult, I finally get it. That's literally how it's going. If it's not one thing, it's this thing. If it's not this thing, it's that thing. You know what I'm saying? It's always something. Okay. But yeah, I'm over here chilling. I got the day off. So I was working extra hard to give you guys the topics. I actually was able to add in a newer topic that is like literally hot on the press. So we're about to get into that first to get my first thoughts on it. And doing good, honey. We doing good. Shout out to y'all. Let me give y'all okay, because y'all have been doing good. Y'all have been really showing out and doing what needs to be done as far as interacting, commenting, all of that stuff. So thank you so much. Audio listeners, I see y'all too. I see y'all be listening over there. I wish we could have a conversation like on YouTube, like commenting and all that. Like the way that the interaction between like listeners and supporters and stuff like that from certain social media platforms is not really a thing for the audio listeners, because it's like there's no comment section on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Well, Spotify is doing the little reply thing, but it's not as good as when you're on like social media like YouTube or Instagram and stuff like that. But anyway, girl, I'm getting way beside myself. I have some deliverables, okay, some stuff to announcements to make. So basically, I want to continue doing the reactions. The reaction videos are doing well. I'm going to start moving into other genres, which I'm going to see how it works, because I know that Katy Perry's song, All for Women or Women something, I'm going to find out what the name of that song is, because I'm a big Katy fan and I want to do a reaction video to it. Like it's getting a lot of talk. A lot of people are talking about it. I've heard like clips of the song, so I just want to see how it sounds in its entirety, and I want to do that with y'all. So you're probably going to get it either Friday or Saturday. Friday definitely, because I have to go in late to work, so I should have that done. It's just one song, so it should be done before then. But I'm gonna see how it works. I'm gonna see if y'all like it. See if it does do what it needs to do, then I'll do the album, which she said is coming out in September, which is interesting. I'm like, girl, you making us wait a whole month? Anyway, that's what I got going on. Without further ado, let's get into the topics. Okay, I don't want to hold y'all anymore. I know we're like 4 minutes in. So we got to talk about the whole Kevin Hart situation. His ex-friend is suing him for false extortion claims. We'll get into that. That's hot on the press. We'll also talk about how Safaree is still talking about his breakup with Nicki and how it hindered his career in the beginning. Yeah, we'll get into that. Then we'll also talk about how Ellen wants to quit her fame. Oh my goodness, why? What's going on? We'll get into that a little bit later. Simon, Gobadia, and Porsha, they still are at it. We'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about how Meagan Good's friends told her, like, girl, don't mess with this man. Just talking about Jonathan Majors. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show. Now, let's get into our first topic. Like I said, this is hot on the press. So Kevin Hart's former friend, JT Jackson, is suing Kevin for false extortion claims that ultimately ruined his career. Okay, now this is all exclusive from the Neighborhood Talk. Shout out to them. So I'm going to read their article and I'm going to tell you what I think. Okay, so basically it says, Kevin Hart's former friend, JT Jackson, is suing the comedian for allegedly lying on him and submitting a false information to the DA office in order to falsely accuse him of attempting to extort him. Now, Jackson is claiming that Kevin staged an entire thing to advance his career while ruining Jackson's career in the process. Now, back in 2021, Jackson was cleared of all extortion claims after Hart accused him of attempting to extort him with a X tape. Okay. Now, Jackson had allegedly recorded Hart cheating on his wife without permission and was allegedly using the video to extort him for money. After a lengthy court battle, Hart and Jackson decided to settle the lawsuit with a contract that stated Hart was supposed to clear Jackson's name with a post. Okay. But according to the lawsuit, Hart failed to do. In fact, he reported that it made things worse and it ruined Jackson's career in the process. Okay. So it continues. It says Jackson's lawsuit also claimed that during the initial lawsuit, Kevin allegedly sent his legal team a falsified document that was eventually sent to the DA's office and used during the lawsuit. Now, according to the lawsuit, forensic analyzed by 2 independent experts indicate that the email at the center of the case, claimed to have been sent April 27th, 2018, was actually created May 17th, 2019, more than a year after the alleged extortion attempts. Okay, turns out that the document that Hart claimed was from Jackson to extort him was created on Microsoft Word. Jackson's 2018 arrests and subsequent prosecutions were all based with falsified documents.
Girl. This girl is delusional.
Kevin is delusional as hell. This and my whole thing, this story is going to develop. If I'm not mistaken, is it that friend that he had on that little, remember back when he got canceled for saying some stuff that was like low-key homophobic and he didn't want to apologize at first and he was going back and forth and he lost his spot as a host on the Oscars, and then he did that apology video or apology documentary that was on Netflix. Like he literally got paid to apologize to the world for the things that he said in the past that he claimed he addressed. I know that was a mouthful, but I remember one of those friends, like he got into an argument with one of them friends that he had because he had comedian friends that in turn helped his career. I'm not saying gave him any jokes, but he definitely gave him some pointers or whatever. And basically he used them for the jokes. And like, I guess they used him for being in close proximity with somebody that's famous. But I remember that man, I think he was one of those dudes that he got into an argument with, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do the research because this is new. This is a new topic that literally just got posted like 19 minutes ago. So I'm not sure, but I think it's that friend that he got into that argument with on the plane. It was a whole thing, and it had to do with like them being like jealous. And I'm just like watching that whole documentary. Like those were never his friends. Like he posed like Kevin is not a real person. He's not a real person, and he does not have real friends or has the ability to be a real friend. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is not the only time he has been suing people for extortion or information being leaked or whatever the case is. I think he tried to sue his assistant for that same thing. He's trying to sue Tasha K for essentially extorting him, saying, I guess because she was about to run a story on him. And he claims that she was offering to not put out the story if his party gave her some money, which I just don't believe. Even though I don't like Tasha K, I don't like that whole. Tasha K will never run away from a story. She's going to drop it regardless. It was never like I think it was the interview with his assistant that they were like, oh, if you don't want this to come out, then yada yada yada. But it turned out that her team had contacted them for a quote. You get what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I was abreast with that conversation, but I think that's what happened. So I'm like, yeah, it's a whole lot of claims that people are trying to extort you. Nobody's trying to extort you, Kevin. Okay. Look, people are doing what they're doing. Now, this story right here, this is janky. I think the man has a case. It is proven that it was falsified. The documents were falsified. This whole event was not real. It was not true. So it is grounds for him to sue for defamation. And he's saying it's ruining his career. Like I said, I believe he's a comedian as well, or is inspiring comedian. I guess that's why he worked with Kevin, because things probably didn't work out for him. So he was able to get in close proximity to Kevin and help him out or whatever the case was. But I think that this is messed up, and but But the whole story of him like recording like some type of tape of him cheating, like what? Like that, I'm not trying to say that don't sound right, because you know there do be people that be in your close circle that will do some grimy like that just for $1. When you that famous, when you that rich, and this, that, and the third. I'm just like, the fact that you have a legal team that's falsifying records, like what legal, like these celebrity lawyers, child, is y'all gonna have y'all people messed up. Like I'm telling you, and he has a good chance of winning. And if he does, like that's money on you, Kev. Everybody can't just be extorting you. It's starting to really look like a pattern. But we'll move forward. It's nothing much to talk about because, like I said, this has just come out. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more news that will develop in the course of a couple days. Maybe we'll get a statement from Kevin Hart, I'm sure, or if not, we'll probably get like his lawyer statements. But yeah, it is definitely looking real janky out here in these pods, honey. Now, anyway, let's move on, child, because I don't want to stay on this damn topic. Now, another person that I wanted to get into, child, Safaree. Okay, where do we even start? So basically, Safaree gets real candid on the We in Miami podcast and talks about how things got dark after the breakup between him and Nicki Minaj. Now, I'm going to let you listen to it, and I'm going to give you guys some thoughts, okay? Here's what he had to say.
Say your biggest struggle or obstacle you ever had to overcome.
Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat like, I was with Nicki, we broke up, so her fans and certain people, they just wanted it to be like, oh, okay, they're not together no more, him, let him be nothing, let him disintegrate, let him disappear, whatever. But 9-10 years later, 10, 15 TV shows later, a lot of music out.
It's weird, 10, 15 TV, girl.
Later, doors up later. Cribs, like, I'm still here. And some people don't like that. They're like, damn, why you still paying attention to this? When me and Nicki first broke up and she got with Meek, and they were like the biggest in the world, and we was all beefing and shit, you gotta think about it, I had two of the biggest people in the world like against me. So that made everybody be against me.
Right, the whole industry.
Yeah, so it was like nobody wanted to be next to me. Nobody wanted to like work with me or none of that. So it just made everything hard, and I was like, that was a dark time for me. You know what I'm saying?
That's really affected you. Do you wish like you had kept your relationship with Nicki a secret?
Even nobody knew until after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
There were rules like you couldn't like kiss in person or show affection.
Hell no. That wasn't even a thought.
What would you say your biggest struggle or?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. There's a lot of things that the timeline, first of all, let's get into that. The timeline is completely off. And that's just because Safaree's a liar and he has selective amnesia and stuff like that. But let's get things into perspective. Let's talk about that timeline, right? After you broke up with Nicki Minaj, we know that Pink Friday or the Pink Print was like around 2014. And that's when y'all broke up, because it was like a breakup album, right? So 2014, maybe 2015, give or take, you broke up with her, right? We didn't hear from you after that. All we heard was that y'all broke up. We didn't hear no information. At this point, Nicki has not dragged your ass yet. So we don't really know what happened. You're not like, you weren't like on social media that big like that anyway. So it's not like there was a bunch of arbs dragging you. We just didn't know. We didn't know what was going on. We just knew that our queen was hurt. She was, visibly on interviews crying. You get what I'm saying? Upset visibly because of this breakup, right? We didn't even know that y'all was even dating. Half of the fandom did not even know. We thought that this was somebody else. And when we heard the breakup, we didn't even go to you because we thought she was, I'm just saying. I'm doing for the audio listeners, I'm doing the girl, one of the girls type hand. Okay. Now, this whole 15 years later, I'm getting calls and I'm doing music and stuff like that. 10 calls. Let me tell you something. You give or take maybe 2015, 2016, you got casted to Love and Hip Hop, because that's when Love and Hip Hop Hollywood was a thing. And we remember you coming on and you made your name. You was like, I'm Safaree. I'm not Scaff Beezy. I'm not SB. I'm not this, that, and the third. And we respected that. When you first came on there in that first season, I was like, okay, you dated Miss Nicki Baby and that's fine. You're going to find somebody else is that and the third. At that point, that was not 10 years later. That was a couple years later. That wasn't you. I think, to be honest, the best thing that happened to your career was after y'all broke up. Because nobody knew, nobody was invested in what you had going on. You were the annoying hype man that we heard throughout Nicki's music. You get what I'm saying? And then you became your own once you got on Love and Hip Hop. The reason why people turned against your ass is what you don't like to mention is because you are a whack ass artist. Don't nobody want to be next to you. It wasn't because of, you said, oh, they didn't want to be next to me because the biggest artist in the world. You talk about Ramika? Big Millie? Absolutely not. He didn't even know who you were, child. Like, it was not no real beef. We did not like the personality that you gave on Love and Hip Hop. You was with Nicki Baby, then you was doing some weird shit with that. You was doing weird shit with other cast members and stuff like that. You ended up being with Erica Mena, treated her like a damn dog, had 2 children by her, and was cheating and freaking and doing everything that you was doing. You were not a likable person. And then people started to realize, I guess this is a direct reflection of what happened with you and Nicki. Oh, and by the way, another reason why you had a little bit of a downfall is because you got real ballsy on these radio stations talking about something I wrote for Nicki when Cardi B started blowing up and stuff like that. And you were the first ones that let it be known like, oh no, yeah, Nicki's salty about that. She's salty about that. And she doesn't know what to do because I used to write for her. And that's why her music is not the same. Which started a whole rumor saying that, oh my goodness, Nicki don't write her rhymes. This is now, at this point, we're at 2018. And she finally responded to you and she told us everything that you did. And that's why you get a lot of hate and people don't want to be around you. It's the fact that you are a bad artist. You don't produce good music. And you're also messy as hell. And you lie. And that's the reason. You cannot sit there and blame that girl or try to insinuate, because that's what it sounded like. You're not innately saying that. He wasn't innately saying that on the show, but he was in so many other words just trying to say, okay, these two, Nicki, especially because me can't do nothing, blackball me. You can't get blackballed if you ain't never had it to begin with. I'm sorry. I mean, am I lying? Am I lying? Please tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. Anyway, speaking of that, Erica Mena commented on this, on one of the videos, child. Now, she said, let me get a little closer so I can read everything, child. I will forever be embarrassed I ever gave sis these incredible, beautiful babies. He don't even talk or care about his seed this much online in real life. How sad is that? I wonder if he even talked about them kids on that damn show. You talking about everybody else. You talk about how you was blackballed and how you was done wrong and how all this stuff happened to you, but you ain't talking about your damn kids. You ain't seeing about your damn kids. And I don't like Erica Mena at all, but she ate here. It's giving hater. It's giving bitter. You didn't get the career that you wanted. And look, that happens. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. We want things and we just don't get it. We just got to find another way. You get what I'm saying? Maybe music is not your thing. I mean, at this point, I don't know, maybe do a podcast. Everybody doing a podcast now. These mics are so cheap now, child. The value of these damn Shure mics have gone down because everybody got these damn. And look, I might be talking about myself, but look, I don't care, child. Y'all listening, somebody listening. Yeah, I just thought that was idiotic and stupid. And just another way for him to look for sympathy. Sympathy and Piola, okay. But you guys will tell me what you think about that in the comments. I don't want to talk about this man no more, child. He's whack. Anyway, I did want to talk about Ellen for a little bit because, girl, not Ellen want to quit the fame. She want to quit fame. But here's the thing. Okay, and I'm going to read this little excerpt. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. Now, the article said, during her 3-night stand-up show in Santa Rosa, the former talk show host opened up about the exit from the spotlight and her plans for the future. Okay, now she is addressing the audience at the Luther Burbank Center of Arts. Ellen wasted no time in acknowledging the elephant in the room. She said, in quotes, "Let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you last saw me. I got chickens. Oh yeah, and I got kicked out of show business for being mean." Now, it also stated that Ellen didn't shy away from discussing the aftermath of her talk show cancellation after 19 seasons. She admitted that the experience had a big impact on her and made her realize her own sensitivity. She said, in quotes, "I used to say I don't care what people say about me." She confessed, in quotes, "Now I realize I said that during the height of my popularity." Variety reports, in typical Ellen fashion, she tried to lighten up the mood with a joke about the potential future of her downfall. She said, in quotes, "Next time I'll be kicked out for being old, gay, and mean. The triple crown," she quipped, right? Now, however, she went on to seemingly address the toxic workplace allegations that got her canceled. She said, in quotes, "I can be demanding and impatient and tough. I'm a very strong woman." But she added, "I'm many things, but I am not mean." Okay. Okay, Ellen. There were a little bit. I'm a firm believer of not defining people for one toxic moment or one toxic conversation, event, whatever you want to call it, episode. For the life of me, and when this topic was a thing and when they were canceling her and I was seeing a lot of people like come out and say that I had this experience with her, I had this experience. It's always, and I'm not trying to because I'm not trying to downplay like her or victim blame anybody that has been victim to what Ellen has said, said to her and or put them through, whatever. But I find it so funny, one, that it'd be a couple of people that really got some real stories and have real quick issues with the way Ellen treated them. And and I believe them. And I'm not saying that they're not true. And then there'd be somebody else. And then there's somebody else. And I felt like this too, or this happened to me too. And this happened to me. Like everybody. And I know how crazy this sounds. Like when it deals with sexual assault, we got to take stuff like that serious. And SA and Me in the Me Too movement, of course. When I say this, I'm not talking about that. Before y'all get in the comments, talk about something. Oh, you sound like you victim. Look, saying that somebody did something to you in response to somebody else talking about their story and coming out with their story, that's valid. But for you to be like, oh, she treated me wrong too. She stepped on my foot and didn't even say sorry. Or she did this weird. It's giving pile on and everybody wants to have their part in why she's a terrible person. It's call out culture. It's definitely, this is what cancel culture is made of. And I felt like for her to get canceled, for her show to get canceled because of that, because she's a mean girl, when we know that there's a lot of mean girls and mean guys behind closed doors of a lot of these shows. There was a story that Steve Harvey is a freaking tyrant behind closed doors. I mean, his workers, and one of the shows that he previously worked on that eventually did get canceled, he was a horrible person to his staff. You get what I'm saying? He still hosts Family Feud. He still got his radio show. He's still doing Moving and Shaking, rightfully. I mean, there's a lot of people that's in the industry that's really mean. There's a lot of celebrities. There's a lot of people that really will put you through the ringer. And I think that harassment and being mean is two different things. Now, if you feel like this girl was like, if you don't do this, if you don't, then I'm a blackball you and stuff like that. If that's the case, then okay, then fine. But I'm just saying, I don't believe that she is a horrible person because of these experiences. I'm not trying to get canceled. But these isolated events, I just don't see it. And it's unfortunate because she is a talented person. She's funny as hell at her best. And the show was really her baby. And she was getting almost Oprah status. she would have been up there with Oprah. Her show was really big. She platformed people. She would literally have anybody on that damn show. If you went viral, okay, she would put you on the show and you would get platformed. You'll become famous. Like I remember he did the freaking dude from Damn Daniel. He became like real internet famous after that. The guy that did like the black dude that kind of got canceled now for doing a Starbucks campaign when we over here trying to stand in solidarity. That dude, Kalen, he got a big platform from being on Ellen because Ellen noticed him on the internet. Like she really did a lot for internet culture stuff in that way. I hated to see the show go, and it's just okay. Maybe there was some things that she needed to work on. Maybe this could have been a way for her to get some type of intervention or something like that. But to cancel the show, I don't know. I just felt, was the ratings bad? Did the ratings, because once the ratings go, it's pretty, it's a done bun for the show. But I'm just like, y'all just did it because people were just mad and outraged for a second. I feel bad for her. I think she should really she should do a podcast. She should definitely, if you have free reign, your fans, because I'm pretty sure there's still Ellen fans out there that want to see that are invested. Obviously, if she's doing comedy shows, people are showing up for something. So I say do a damn podcast, girl. You make that shit good. She'll probably get a podcasting deal. Because let me tell you something about these podcast networks. They don't give a goddamn what you said, what you did, what type of person are you. They'll give you a deal as long as you got the numbers and downloads. Okay, they will put you on. Ellen, I could see her getting a deal with Spotify or something like that. Girl, you ain't got to lead the fame because and. The part where she said before, I guess at the height of my career, I didn't really care about what people had to say about me, but now she's like super conscious now. There should be like some type of study or some type of like documentary on like life after being canceled because yeah, I believe that there's certain people that should get canceled for the things that they say. Mainly if it's racist, homophobic, this is like the phobics and the isms and stuff like that. Yeah, it's time we got to get you out of here, right? But being a mean girl, when there's so many in an industry full of mean girls and mean guys, it just, no, absolutely not. She shouldn't have got hurt. I don't believe her show should have got canceled, honestly. I do not believe her show should have got canceled at all. But that's just me. That's my thoughts. My opinions don't mean nothing outside of me. You tell me what you think about that in the comments. Now we can move on. Now, Dr. Umar, I want to talk about him briefly, child. Because look, you know what I said about broken clocks, okay? They work twice a week, okay? And I don't really mess with a lot of his rhetoric, especially when it comes to the LGBTQ community, the Rainbow Coalition, as he would say. But he had made some points here. He just got on the Breakfast Club. I'm going to watch the whole interview. Basically, during the interview with the Breakfast Club, Dr. Umar shared his views on former President Donald Trump and how he basically commented on black people who support him. Now, according to him, these black individuals who align themselves with the former president exhibit, in quotes, slave master and white Jesus syndrome. Take a listen to this.
Think about blacks loving Donald Trump so much.
A slave master syndrome, white Jesus syndrome. Mm-hmm. We don't care if the white Jesus wears red or blue. We don't care what side of the aisle that they're on. Black America suffers from battered spouse syndrome envy. And what battered spouse syndrome speaks to is the fact that no matter how bad you beat me up, if I believe I need you in order to survive, I'm never going anywhere. And part of our problem, part of the equation to our problem as American Africans, why we don't do anything on our own, is we are often waiting for the great white savior to come. This is a message that has been rehearsed for us in church. We get it in the media. We get it in the black community. So black people will never, ever abandon their hope of a white savior coming to save them. Donald Trump has no record whatsoever of saving black folks. When people ask me, who you going to vote for at this point, neither one of them are going to get my vote. I considered Cornel West because I love Dr. West. Intelligent, strong, good natured. He can't get my vote. Now, when I come back to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I look at the fact that Donald Trump signed 13 federal death executions while he was president. More than half of them was signed after Joe Biden won the election. Think about that now. Biden gets elected in November, sworn in January. Between that time, Donald Trump executes half of those 13 people. 5 of them were black men, and 2 of those black men were presumed innocent. And the attorneys had introduced a stay of execution to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court turned them down, and Donald Trump executed those brothers. So when I hear black men say, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he's going to bring more money and economic vitality into the black community, I say, what about the fact that he's out here killing black folks, you understand, without no remorse at all? So you got to look at that. You also got to look at the fact that Donald Trump wants to give police 100% immunity.
That's right.
Wait a minute. Look how they killing us now. Right. So now you're telling me anything the police do in their line of duty, they cannot be held accountable for making bad mistakes and bad decisions. And you want to put that back in office? That's thirsty black men.
We're heavy on the thirsty black men because let's be very clear. This is a lot of the, I would say like the elite black folk. I'm not saying that I understand, but I can see how they can get to voting for Trump. Okay, the black elites, they want to stay in power and stay, their money is good and this, that, and the third. My whole thing, and Dr. Umar, he said it so perfectly towards the end when he said he literally wants to give police full immunity. That's and I love how every time there's like a black person that literally like will be down for Trump or whatever, they're like pro-Trump supporter and this, that, and the third, and then Trump gets in a rally and says some shit like that. He's going to give police full immunity. He also even thought about bringing back stop and frisk, like something that was known to target black folks. Oh, but you different though. You're not like that. You're not going to be in that predicament because you know how to act around cops and yada, 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 get all this talk until it happens to you. I the same reason I have my feelings for blacks that decide to be Republican is the same reason I have my feelings for people that are black and are MAGA, because he never once cared about you. This is the same person that wanted those exonerated 5. Remember the Central Park 5 with the exonerated 5? Let me correct myself. He wanted them dead. He rallied for them to get the death penalty. And you want to sit there and say, oh, he pardoned this person, he pardoned that person. Yeah, because it was time for re-election. It was time for re-election. And he wanted to get your black vote. That time he got Ice Cube on there. He spoke with Ice Cube, and Ice Cube was trying. Well, I just was talking about businesses. If he gonna be the president, I need to have these conversations. He's getting his tap dancers in order so he can get y'all to vote for him, and y'all falling for it. Y'all falling for it. I had a conversation with somebody. I'm not gonna point them out. I'm not gonna sit there, but like now they are going to participate in this election because they are now hearing about Project 2025. I've been talking to people in my real life. I've been talking on the internet with this show, talking about Project 2025 all last year and into this year. Y'all just now finding out we're a couple months away from this election, and y'all just now finding out about Project 2025. And how regressive it is and how it's going to affect all of us. It's not just one group. Because I said it just like this. They trying to erase black history so much. Your kids ain't going to know what Martin Luther King is. They're not going to know who Rosa Parks was. Bitch, we might not even get a whole Black History Month at this point. The way this country is set up and the way they try to put things out there. And now we have his tap dancers talking about this Agenda 45. Which is Trump's plan. Trump is now saying that, oh, I know nothing about Project 2025. Bullshit. Your name is on it. They said that if Trump or an active Republican gets elected, we're going to implement this Project 2025. You know exactly what this is, Trump. Don't act dense. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. I'm tired of it. But I'm glad that people are now seeing it. Now people are hearing about it, and now they want to get involved, and now they want to vote. That's good. That's cool. That's cute. Y'all should have been on there. Y'all should have been doing that. But what can I say, child, other than tell me what y'all think in the comments. Yeah, we will move on off of that. I want to talk about Porsha now, child. Porsha and Simon have been getting into it. We still talking about this messy divorce. That girl, it's the never-ending story between Porsha and Simon Gobadia. Okay, now, according to In Touch Weekly, Simon Gobadia has reportedly demanded, okay, it's a whole thing. He has demanded an answer for several questions under oath as part of their ongoing divorce, including one that's about a rap star by the name of Future. Now, why I'm in it? See how I get thrown in this stuff? Now, among the questions asked by Simon are whether Porsha filed for divorce without informing him, if she cheated on him during their marriage, and if she was sexually involved with another person while they were together. Now, he also requested that Porsha clarifies her understanding of the reason behind the 5-figure monthly allowance he provided her during their marriage. Additionally, Simon questioned the fairness and response or reasonableness of their prenuptial agreement, asking Porsha to admit or deny its terms. The news site notes, furthermore, Simon asked her to explain the nature of her relationship with the man named Kevin, her ex Dennis McKinley, and another man named Jonathan. His request also asked to explain the nature of relationship with Nevadius Devon Cash, professionally known as Future. I know I butchered his name. I don't care. That sound like I done said a freaking spell from Harry Potter, Lavada Kedavra or some shit. Okay, Future. He trying to ask if she was doing stuff with Future. What Future got to do? Girl, you think Porsha in close proximity with Future? Future done had children by everybody at this point. I'm pretty sure he could have spent the block. Porsha responds, right? I think it's on this, like, she has been posting information about erectile dysfunction on Instagram. Okay. In one post, she gives a breakdown of, for the folks so they can, get informed about men's health awareness or whatever. The defining factors of what erectile dysfunction is. People are saying that she's talking about Simon because it's just, what's the point of you saying all this? And then she put ED all over her IG posts. Don't get what that's about. But anyway, Simon responded. Okay. He said, in quotes, he made these posts right here. I guess screen sharing some of her Insta stories. And he said, the next narrative has arrived, erectile dysfunction, and the wife for the streets. Okay. He continued, this railroad 265-day just does not get it. There are consequences for making inflammatory and defamatory statements. Get your coins together. You're going to need them. You're going to need every dime to defend what's coming. A woman who has a history of coming for manhood of every ex, peddling the same old narrative and tricks. Unfortunately, you met the right one. Hashtag railroad 265 days, married 453 days. Simon is a messy queen. Let's be very clear. I'm going to give him a bomb for that, though, because that was not what he say. Hold on. He said this railroad 265 days. The wife for the streets hashtag got me, though. I was like, hold on. What's going on? What is happening? What is Porsha? She is an idiot. She really is dumb as rocks. Did Tasha K not teach you a damn thing? I know we all watched that happen. That her whole demise with that whole Cardi B situation with the defamatory stuff. You talk about somebody medical records allegedly or whatever the case is, and if he can prove that that's not true, girl, all he gotta do is put that honey pack in. Okay, I ain't got no type of dysfunction here. Put in some Viagra, some shit. Okay. I ain't got no dysfunction. I don't know what she's talking about. Girl, you're playing this game stupidly. What are you doing? And then you are on your Insta story repeatedly posting the word, the acronym ED. Are we 5? Like, this is your response? This is, girl, you're fixing to be Ashley Darby. You're not going to get a damn thing. You ain't have no children by this man. He is going to, if he can prove that your ass was cheating in the streets, so you was doing whatever you was doing, that little prenuptial agreement that y'all got going on is going to be gone. and you over here taunting this man for having an erectile dysfunction. I'm embarrassed for you. What are we doing? Girl, I don't know who your lawyers is. Your lawyers is dumb. Girl, is your lawyers from Phaedra's firm? It's giving very much quacky. It's giving very much frack vibes. Like, girl, what is going on? That girl is crazy. Porsha, she is going to really have a rude awakening. Okay? Because this is not how you play the game. I don't know who is in your corner. I don't know who you have around you, but they not good people. They not good company. They not telling you what's up. They not telling you to put that phone down. Put that damn phone down. You already can't talk about it. First of all, you're back on the show, and you can't even talk about the situation because now he put a gag order out on Bravo and shit, or whatever the case is, whatever the law term is. You can't talk about your marriage or anything that's going on the show. So I guess, yeah, you probably are going to be lashing out and doing stupid posts like this. Girl, I cannot report. Porsha be making my brain hurt. But the way he was reading her like hook on phonics. Okay, word to Candy. Girl. But like I said, she going to learn. Anyway, speaking about people that's going to learn, let's talk about Meagan Good and how her friends like basically told her that dating Jonathan Majors is a bad idea. So during an interview, when asked about how the people in her life reacted to her relationship with Jonathan Majors, however, amid his recent legal troubles, right? Meagan says that all of her friends advised against it, but in the end, she has listened to her own heart. Oh, so she said, every friend advised me. At the end of the day, one thing I know is that I can always look myself in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, when I move to the best beat of my own drum. I can always look and say, I'm proud of that. Whatever happens, I have peace in my heart, okay? And I have harmony in my heart. And I take everyone's opinion and advice into account, for sure. But at the end of the day, I'm the one who has to live my life. I'm the one who has to get to heaven one day, prayerfully, and give God an account of what I did. So I want to be responsible for the choices that I make. I also want to live life. You know, she wants to, get some of Jonathan. Gotta live my life. Jonathan looked like he do go down. I'm not gonna, despite everything that has happened with him, I'm not gonna deny the fact that is a fine brother. Okay, let's be very clear on that. But he has a lot of baggage and he is a lot of trouble for you. And it's very clear that he is dating you he has nothing else going on. Everybody dropped him. Management dropped him, casting people. He's been fired from MCU, so he's no longer the big bad over there. He has nothing else. You're still working. You're still doing stuff. Ooh, okay, let's date. Like, it is clear that's probably the conversation that her friends is having or was having with her. And she's, oh, no, that's not true. Love is love. And he really do, like, the connection and girl. This is why I don't tell my friends nothing. I said this many episodes ago. Girl, if you like it, I love it. At that point, like, I'm like, girl, anything you say to me, girl, if you like it, I love it. Okay, because, girl, I'm not going to sit there and tell you what I think and give you my good advice. It may not be the better advice. It may not be the best advice. But I'm giving you what I think. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go along with it. And rightfully so. Everybody got a choice. Everybody got their own. Just because your friends say you shouldn't be doing this is whatever. Just when that shit just goes crashing down, don't come to me for your moral support. Don't dump all your mess to me when it comes crashing down. I'm that friend. Like, if I tell you, and I'm not the type to give unsolicited advice. You get what I'm saying? I'm not like, if you tell me, okay, I'm dating somebody. Okay, all right, whatever. It is what it is. You ask me what I think, I'm going to tell you. You ask me. You get what I'm saying? And once I tell you, don't think that you can come back and be like, oh, man, he done treated me bad. I'm like, do you think? I told you. I don't see this relationship lasting at all. This man is definitely using her. She's definitely going to be the breadwinner. And I don't see it lasting because I see how it affects him. Like when he did that little Jason Lee Impact Award thing, his speech and all that whole performance that Ayanla, I was really looking at Ayanla funny because that's my girl. And she had some really good quotes, but I was like, girl, what's going on with that? The way he had got an attitude when the interviewers was paying attention to Meagan Good and was interviewing her, and he was like rolling his eyes or was just looking like real uncomfortable, like he did not want to be there, or he just wanted to be the center of attention and all that, because this is pretty much the only attention that he's getting right now because he is blackballed. Let's be very clear. And the fact that he has to navigate through her, it's kind of, you'll get like a bitter mindset after that. And I think he'll eventually resent her for it. We saw this with Tiana Taylor and Iman, like, and not in the sense that that Iman got canceled, but like Tiana Taylor was moving up, you were staying stagnant, and you got jealous about it. People was like asking to take pictures with Tiana and was asking you to hold the camera and take the picture. Like, and you know, I think we're gonna get that same effect here, and it's just because he's been an actor and he's been a prominent actor for a minute now. Like he's been on a lot of good stuff. We're talking Lovecraft Country. We're talking, like I said, Marvel. I think that ultimately he's going to resent her for the attention that she's going to get. And I think that she's not going to like it. And then she's just going to run like she did with the last person that she was with. You went with a person that did not fit with your lifestyle, talking about the pastor. You over here dressing like you dressing like a hot girl, and anybody got a problem with that. But I'm pretty sure he had a problem with that, and he thought he can change you, and he didn't. I don't know, girl. I love me some Meagan Good, but she is a little dumb. You know, yeah. You know, she just had that girl. You had that girl that you just love. You love her to death, love her to pieces. I'll never stop loving her. She's just a little dumb. But she a little dumb. Just a little dumb. Anyway, let's move on. We have a lot of topics that we got into today, child. I mean, look, I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough to do a whole episode, so I just got a bunch of topics. So another thing that I want to get into very briefly is like the Angela Simmons girl. We got to talk about her again because y'all dragging her again. Okay, so Tuesday. Okay, yesterday, literally. Or 2 days ago, since we're posting this on Thursday. Angela Simmons posted a clip of herself lounging in a bathtub filled with Oreo, promoting her vegan dessert brand, Eat Angela Cakes, a new collab with the Slutty Vegan. Social media users did not hold back with criticism, flooding her comments section with unsolicited opinions. But Keke Palmer did come to her defense, okay? She jumped in the comments and basically said, the way that these people are hating in your comments is so vicious. So blown back. Just know that you're doing everything right. I have never seen people so pressed. Whew. And Angela Simmons, she basically responded and thanked Keke and all that. I was looking at some of the comments, like I was trying to figure out what the problem was. This is the same girl that kind of got criticism for having that gun purse. Like we literally talked about her last week at the BET Awards, and now she's getting dragged for being in a tub full of Oreos. This girl is really the moment because the amount of vitriol that this girl was getting just for sitting in a damn tub with Oreos. And I was trying to look through the comments to see what is the problem? What is the issue? It seemed like everybody got an issue. Here's the thing. A lot of people was bringing up the whole obesity thing. Oh, she's promoting obesity and this is not healthy. You should never, do this type of stuff. You should be promoting healthier meals, and we can't, it's too many fat people in the world, in this country, in this nation. We got a lot of those comments. I think that's where it's stemming from, but it's just, girl, she's eating Oreos. The girl, I am a firm believer in not promoting obesity, but I don't think this is a promoting of obesity. I think this was a marketing campaign to get whatever her partnership with the Slutty Vegan or whatever. Like, that was what it was for. Like, I think it's so disingenuous too. Because had that girl been in a tub full of freaking iceberg lettuce, y'all would have still said something. I don't know. It's something that y'all got against this girl. Like, I didn't see it with the gun purse because that's where I did not see any negative comments except for the blogs talking about it. But no, looking at some of these comments, I'm like, what is going on? Like, y'all, like he said, y'all are pressed and bothered for what? What do y'all have against this girl? But all I know is, girl, you better make this into a moment. make this into a financial moment because, honey, it seems like you are definitely the moment right now because a lot of people got so much vitriol. A lot of people got so much stuff to say about you. Girl, make that your moment, honey. Do a mukbang on these hoes, okay? do what needs to be done, okay? Now, that's all I got to say about that. Isn't that much? But I do have one more topic that we can get into before I get up out of here. I think we had like 5 or 10 topics, 5, 6, 7 topics in here, child. Anyway, there has been a trend going around of people, like a lot of the gays, the girls on Twitter, basically posting on social media of pictures of themselves when they were DL. And Saucy Santana made like a little statement, which I thought was very interesting. It's a very interesting conversation that this is, but I'm gonna let it play.
Tweet when I'm DL is going viral. All the gay boys uploading their DL era and uploading their pictures with their old girlfriends. And it's just, I don't even know why people was even wasting their time being DL because girls was fucking gay boys back then. And in 2024, girls are still fucking gay boys and they know that they're gay. So I don't even know why everybody wasted their time. Chad.
So I hadn't seen, it's the first time me watching that video. I did not know he did start. Okay, so he did start the trend and everybody else started doing it because I remember these pictures too. And they was like, girl, what DL era? Girl, when? And a lot of like big creators were posting about it. And I seen some small people, some local people on Twitter and this, that, and the third posting their DL pics. I think I didn't participate. Don't nobody know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just whatever, but I wasn't looking for any validation for that. But what I wore back then is what I wear now. Like I'm casual. Like you could not tell like you can capture my queerness with my personality. That's how I'm one of the girls because of the way I talk and the way I carry myself. It never was clothes because I wear jeans and hoodies and shirts, graphic tees and sneakers. Like I'm a big sneakerhead. So at face value, I look straight. But like when I start talking, child, you can hear it. You can hear the sis in my voice. I think that this whole trend though is cute. It really is cute. It's making light of what we used to think was a really big situation. I used to think masking yourself so that you could conform to societal norms and stuff like that and not be bullied and stuff like that. These pictures probably weren't the pictures that they're sending and they're showing. They weren't at their most comfortable or vulnerable or whatever. And they had to put on a little bit of a show, even though we can clock some of the tea with some of these girlies. I'm like, girl, that jacket a little bit too spicy. Okay, you knew damn well. But to look back in those moments, it's funny. It was our coping or whatever. So I thought that was like an interesting little trend that was going on Twitter and all that stuff. I feel like I talk too much, child. Tell me what y'all think. Did y'all have, if there's any of the girls that are watching this video, do y'all have a before and after a DL moment? Do y'all have any pictures, child? Let me know, child. Tell me what y'all think about that. And I think that is it for this show. I think we're done. This was an interesting show. We done hit the hour mark, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go down probably to 50 minutes once we take out all the uhs and the ahs and all that other stuff, child, them filler words that I be saying. And also some of the stuff I got wrong, child, the mistakes I made. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please be sure to hit that comment. Leave a comment. Okay, we got to impact this algorithm any way, shape, or form. For the audio listeners, just keep on listening. Keep on listening. Give me a rate if you can. And I guess a comment for the Spotify people. Yeah. See you guys on Monday, okay?